Hello everyone and welcome to week 7 of our challenges. Today we're going to talk a little bit about blind retrieves, and I'm going to explain to you how I train for a blind. And then what I'm going to do is also see how Norman is reacting to trust, to make sure that he understands that when I'm giving him a blind command, having had some retrieves beforehand, that he still trusts me, that he'll take direction from me. This is fundamental, obviously, for handling a dog on a shoot day, for example, when you're picking up and the dog perhaps hasn't seen a bird. It might have picked up birds it has marked, but then it's got to be sent for a bird that perhaps neither you or the dog has seen, that a gun has perhaps shot early in a drive. Same in a working test. You'll often have blind retrieves, even at novice level. And you just need to make sure that your dog really is confident and happy to follow your command. So I'm going to break it down what we do to teach a blind. So what you can see here is I've set up how I would teach a blind, but I've just done it basically to simplify things for you just in one row. I wouldn't set this up if I was training a young dog, but I'm just showing you the difference between the 3 dummies I've set up. So the first one, of course, is just our usual white target dummy. And if I just zoom in, you'll see the second one is a dark green dummy with a white strip. So it's what we call a diminishing picture. So it's not such a target. It's also not standing up, but on this very short grass on a track, you can see it quite clearly. And then the third dummy, you can see at the end, is quite a normal plain, is actually a duck and duck, but something like a green dummy that just blends in is what I'm looking for. And when I'm teaching this for a young dog, I wouldn't be hiding the dummy at this stage. I want the dog just to be comfortable with going back on his name, and I'm not worried that he sees it at this stage. So once I've got this dog going on what I call a plain dummy or a diminishing picture dummy, so nothing white on it, then I'll start to put that dummy into a little bit of cover. But I would probably be using the second dummy, the one with the white strip, with partial cover, so he sees a glimpse of white. So I want to keep his confidence high, that when he sees that hand come out and the word go back, which is my blind command, that he does feel confident to still take that and run, even though he can't now see the picture. A lot of people also will train where they'll do a mark and then put another dummy out in the same place for the dog to send back to, and that absolutely works beautifully as well as a starting point to blinds. But at some stage you have to go on to something where they don't actually see something thrown. So this is how I progress onto that. So your challenge for this week is going to be picking a memory retrieve first, so a memory blind as such. So in other words, you've put a dummy out and you've walked away from it, perhaps done some other exercises in the meantime, but you've also got a blind out at a different place to your memory blind. So if you can just see from me behind here, I've got the big tree up where there's a high seat. I've put a memory blind up there, which he has seen, but what he hasn't seen is over at the end of the hedge. There's a dead branch on the floor, and under that dead branch there's a tennis ball. So I'm going to pick the memory blind first, and then when that area is clear, I'm going to then cast him right-handed to see if he'll then move from where he has had retrieves to see if he'll then pick the blind. So we have now picked our memory blind from up under the big tree. What we're going to do now is send him back to the big tree, and when he's in the area I'm going to stop him and then cast him right and see if he'll take my right hand cast. If he doesn't, all I'll do is I'll just do nothing and just stand there. He's got nothing to pick under the big tree, it's all been picked. So I can let him explore and feel his own sense that there is nothing there. What it means is I don't battle with him. He's not going to get success because he's in the wrong place. There isn't a dummy or a ball to pick. But when I can see that he's checking in with me with a little bit of glances, I can then try again with a stop whistle and see if he'll take the right hand cast. If he doesn't, I'll just ignore him again, let him carry on looking, because he'll probably expand his area, might try going through the hedge, for example. But when I can see that he eventually is going to listen and take a right hand cast, it's that learning experience for him to say, oh, actually, I have got to do as I'm told, not always think I'm right because I'm going back to an area I know. So it's a test to see if he can listen and what he trusts of me. And it probably means I've got to do lots of work if he isn't listening. But what good thing is his learning experience, because there's nothing he can't actually win from picking anything under the tree, 'cause there's nothing there for him to pick now. So we'll give it a go. Okay. Good lad. Out. Out. Hopefully you could see some of that. So hopefully you saw some of that. Just in case you didn't, he went up to towards the big tree, a little bit short of it. I stopped him. He had a little cursory glance, so I just ignored him. He stopped and looked at me, wanting direction, but I want to work him, not him work me, so I ignored that. Once he started moving again, let him have another little couple of seconds look, and then I stopped him, gave him the right hand cast, and he took it. So what was nice is that he did trust me to go. He wasn't going flying, so obviously it shows me I've got some work to do. He wasn't absolutely zooming out there. But what he did do is he stuck to the game plan, went to the branch area, I stopped him and just gave him a hunt to say, yes, you're in the correct area, and he found quite easily. So that was a good experience for him as a learning experience. So that's what I want you to set up for this week's challenge, just to see where you are with your training, with your blinds, and where you are with handling with your dog, just to see if they have the trust and faith. If you do it this way, where they pick from an area, you could give them maybe 2 memory blinds up there in different parts of an area, and then send them back for a 3rd time, but make sure you've put your other blind, and you want it a good distance away. You can see from the tree here to the end of the hedge is quite a good cast. You don't want to have it so they accidentally fall on it if they start to expand their area while they're hunting. You want to make sure it's the proper cast. So just set that up, and we'll see what you can do. Post it as normal on the comment section of this post on Facebook, and we look forward to seeing you in a week's time. Thanks very much. Have a good week. Bye.